Cheers and enjoy the beers. Yes, good evening, good afternoon, good morning, and welcome, and indeed, good day to wherever you are in the world. Welcome back to the channel once again. It's me, Disco, with another set of live beer reviews from in front of the cans and bottles here on the bar, or I'm still cowardly calling the Disco Arms. And yes, today, as the banner suggests, for no apparent reason, you know, I like a little theme, however tenuous. Today's tenuous connection is it's all yellow because I did surreptitiously, I don't think I meant to do it, but I did occasionally pick up some cans with yellow labels on because I did this before. This is about the third iteration of It's All Yellow, and I haven't got the It's All Yellow clip because StreamYard won't let me play it. But yeah, I got 4 cans. Why 4? Don't know. Just thought I'd shove them all in. I'm trying to bash the stash here. I'm trying to get through these cans. So I'm going to rush straight in with... Where's it gone? I still haven't managed to get this sorted out quickly. Beer number 1, please. And we're going straight in at number 1 with this yellow and red and black colour can from up in Glasgow, I think. Or is it Edinburgh? No, I think it's Edinburgh. Having done a bunch of Scottish beers yesterday for Burns night, I realised I got another one. I could have done this one yesterday, but I thought I'd put it in all the yellow, as this is very much indeed a yellow can. It is. Changed the banner. I think I know what I was doing by now. Yeah, it is from a Barneys beer up in Edinburgh. And it's simply, I think, called Sherbet. And it is a 4.2% sour pale. Not my favourite of things. Sour IPAs, although I had a very good sour dipper the other week, didn't I? And kind of enjoyed that. But that was something slightly different. So I don't mind sours, as we found out yesterday. I'm not sure about mixing pale ales or IPAs. But we shall find out. It looks quite light, lemonish yellow colour on the can. And I know you shouldn't, but I'm immediately going to step off camera and do the photograph with the can balance because, well, these things amuse me. I managed to get the can balance, do the photograph, actually managed to get all the pictures up on Instagram. Yesterday's stream, still up the top there. Actually left last week's up there as well, just laziness, haven't got a lot of room on the table. But yeah, pours into the glass. Fair amount of carbonation, not a lot of head retention. This one has been sitting around in my stash a bit of time, so we'll check the dates in a minute if only I could find the photo up. Here it is. Yeah. So I had a few beers from Barneys, got them directly down from the brewery. Early-ish, I think, last year, maybe spring, because they had a beetroot beer, which I was very interested in. And this, I think, is possibly the last of them in the stash. I sort of left it. I should have put them in the last yellow stream, to be fair. But here we are. Here we are now. Entertain us. That's the wrong song. It's not yellow, is it? But yeah, looks at either rate. If a little pale. But head retention's all right. Thanks for popping in. If you are, let us know where you are, what you're doing, what you're drinking, if anything. As has Henry, Reynolds Music. Thanks for popping in. Sherbet Sour sounds fire. Yeah, I don't know about that, you see. Put the glass all around. Because I'm not sure about that. And the Shortbread Stout sounds lovely. Hopefully, yeah, we'll find out that in a minute. And as Henry always reminds everybody, tickle that like and subscribe button on the way down there, because I don't ask that much. It's down there somewhere on the screen, depending on what method or mode you are. But yeah, if you've got a glass or two and you're joining us with a beer, do let me know. At some point, I'd like to maybe get some people on again and do some side-by-side and some drink-alongs. I just never get around to it, etc. Superb. Star of Pramen. Cool. Not the best Czech beer, but Czech beer, pretty good. Nice one. Cheers. Indeed. Yeah. Yeah, and if you're watching along after the event, please do chuck a like and subscribe and a comment down below what you're drinking whilst you watch along and whether or not you fast forwarded the boring bits. which might be all show for you. I don't know. Let me know. I just do these things because they amuse me, and I've got all these beers. I've brought them all in, and I'm going to try them at some point. So I might as well do it on the channel. Yeah, it looks all right in the glass. A little pale, a little weak, maybe. But all the other beers I had from Barneys were decent. They're decent. The Capital Porter was good. That beetroot stout they had, which was nice. I've got one of those left over, I believe. And yeah, this is the last of it. Just interesting. I did pick it because it was a sour pale ale, and I'm like, not sure about that, but we give it a go. A little bit of lemon there on the nose to start with. Oh yeah, Capital Porter, so they are in Edinburgh. You think I know what I was talking about by now, wouldn't you? Yeah, kind of pale, kind of lemon-ish. So if it's going to be sour, then lemon I'm fine with. As you know, my preferred probably citrus in a beer. But yeah, cheers. Let's have a little gulp. Ooh, yeah, very much lemon. Not quite bitter lemon drink, but also not quite lemonade. Not quite lemon meringue pie. I do like it when they go a bit lemon pie. It's quite sweet actually. It's a good sweetness there, like a lemon, a kind of lemon tart. You know, like a lemon cheesecake maybe. It is quite thin in terms of like lemon juice, but you know, like lemon barley water kind of thing. But it hasn't got that voluminous body for that. But it's not unpleasant. It's a little bit too sour. I think yesterday's Vault City had that 1 to 5 sour rating on there, and they gave that one a 2. This one for me is a 3.5, 4, because it's got much more almost mouth puckering sourness going on in that lemon, kind of lemon bitterness. But again, it's kind of a summer beer, really. It's if you like sours, this is one. And it is a good beer. It's a good sour beer. Can't really pick up much in the way of pale malts, particularly. There's no maltiness to it. It is all about the lemon. I should imagine there's a little bit of lemon drop or something like that in there. Again, I genuinely haven't looked. Or if I did, I looked at it far back when I actually got the thing a long time ago. Yeah, 4.2%. Okay, so they say Sherbet. Citrusy sour pale ale is a nostalgic reminder of sherbet fountains and dib-dabs of years gone by. Playful, spritzy and refreshing, with hop character provided by a fresh combo of US and New Zealand hops. Oh, they go on to say Scottish extra pale barley, oats. Hops are Pilgrim T90, Citra, Centennial, and Citra T90 and Motueka in the cold side in the US sour pitch yeast. That's excellent. I like it when breweries put that information on. Pilgrim is interesting. I know very little about Pilgrim as a. I always thought that was a UK hop, Pilgrim. Maybe that is the US hop. Obviously in Citra and Centennial. As Citra hops things go, I like it when Citra goes down that lemon side of citrus rather than grapefruit. So that's a nice logo. Absolutely no hint of grapefruit here. But yeah, a nice note of lemon. Not necessarily a nice lemon flavour for me because it is quite sharp. Oh, you know what it is? You know, on pancake day or any cooking, I suppose, get them squeezy Jif lemons. That's what it is. That's what it reminds me of. In fact, I used some in the cooking this evening in stir fry. But yeah, it's Jif lemon. Not in a bad way, by the way. I mean, we've all had a little squeeze of the lemon, haven't we, like that? Well, maybe not all. Maybe I have back in the day. But yeah, it's not really sherbet for me. I said yesterday about it was either the Iron Brew or the Wee Bucky that had. I think it was the Iron Brew that had that kind of sparkle of kind of sherbet, the way, yeah, with the sherbet fountain kind of bubbles on the tongue, kind of. This one for me is not sherbet. It's more It's more about the juice. How long has it been sitting in my stash? Okay, fair play. 20th of November 2025 is the best before. However, don't think it particularly suffers for it. I don't think it matters. With a sour, although there's high hop content in that, I don't know whether it doesn't feel like it's lost much on the hop for me, because like I say, there's that kind of juicy lemoniness there. Maybe the sherbet sparkled away a little bit. I don't know. Hey, hello, how you doing? Yeah, not too bad. Yeah, I've got some beers to get through, so I'm just bashing blindly on, drinking these beers. Yeah, so much chocolate on, fair play. Yeah, lemon is the order of the day. Certainly on this one, I don't know about the others. Yeah, that's why I've got 4 beers, is because the second one, it's a bit of an interesting one as well. Possibly not my thing, but certainly won't be doing any shots, I don't think, on today's stream. Yesterday was a great stream. I really enjoyed yesterday's stream. Well, breaking out the Buckfast to go with all the Scottish beers, only because the first one, Wee Bucky, was a kind of takeoff of Buckfast, the old tonic wine from Devon that the Scots seem to love. And yeah, so I managed to find a bottle of Buckfast and ended up smashing back a few shots last night. I'm not sure whether you're meant to shot Buckfast, but I did because it was fun, and it went with each of the beers. So I don't think I'll be Buckfasting with this beer. I do kind of feel like putting some lemonade in though, just to kind of maybe spritz it up a bit. Like the carbonation has kind of died a little bit now, but it was all there to the start. But I feel I want to get that sort of slightly sweet lemon back. It's really drinkable, really nice. Got a good lemon flavour. Like I say, quite slightly bittery lemon, slightly squeezy lemon. I'm going to put a little bit of lemonade in it. I think that will help me. Just a bit of a lemon talk. I don't think it actually needs it. It's a little bit unfair on the brewery, that, but yeah, it's kind of livened it up a little bit more. Yeah, that brings it back more like that sweetness, bit lemon meringue pie and stuff like that. I know it's probably bad. I think I might have to do it for the next beer as well. That's all right. No, I see. Pop in whenever you like, sir. Sir, sir, madam, person, thing, whatever. Oh no, messed that one up. I was looking at Henry at the time. Talking of sir, Paul, thank you very much for popping in. Hope you're doing all right. I got some random beers today. Trying to bash through 4. I'll probably run out of. Yes, I know. I was looking at Henry when I said that. So I just said all the others just to cover all bases. Do you know what I mean? Doesn't matter what I call you as long as I call you. It's all good. You can call me whatever you like as well. Doesn't have to be polite. Good stuff. Have a safe journey back. Might still be here when you get home. Mr. Wilson, good evening, sir. Hope you're having a great start to the week. What are we on Monday, aren't we? Yeah. Yeah, I was just saying, I felt absolutely fine this morning. I thought I'd be a bit groggy, do you know what I mean? But I was absolutely buzzing last night after last night's stream. I really enjoyed all those Scottish beers and all the Buckfast, and I felt absolutely fine this morning. I just got up and cracked on. Maybe I need to shot some more Buckfast more often. Probably won't do it today. I don't really go with all or any of these beers. Yeah, so quite a nice little lemon number. I'm giving it a little spritz with a bit of lemonade. It's kind of brought it back to life, brought the sweetness a bit further around to dessert and a little bit more sparkle. Gives it a little bit more on the sherbet. So that's nothing against the brewery. It's just the fact it's been sitting in my stash all of last year. I should have done it way before now. So, and because it fitted in with the lemon stream, the yellow stream, which I think I did as far back as like September or something. I don't know why I didn't do that then. But yeah, I say all the beers I had from Barneys have been pretty good. I got them direct order from there. I think I just got in a mixed 6-pack. Well, the drinks you're trying tonight. Well, I'll tell you what I shall do. I'm going to put that one aside because that'll be easy to smash back later. Also, it is a little palate cleanser as well. Let's swiftly move on. I have got a mix, I think it's fair to say. Mostly pales, but then a big stout to finish. Just because they've got yellow on the can wraps. And I like a random theme. And it's a good enough theme as any. So we will smash on to beer number 2, please. And beer number 2, again, a brewery that maybe not that many people have heard of. If you've been tuning into my streams for a while, you probably will have heard of them because I've got quite a lot of their beers and their glassware over the last 5 years. However, it is from McColls Brewery up in Bishop Auckland, up in the northeast. And it is a 4.8% hoppy pale beer. Now, I just got this one in A because it was a yellow can, and B because I needed some new glassware, so I just got a few cans to make the order worthwhile. Editing? Well, it's sort of editing, yeah. No, it's all live. It's just pressing buttons, but my editing is terrible. Hence, still not quite getting a video out this week. But yeah, no, thank you very much. Please like and subscribe. Yeah. So. 4.8% hoppy pale ale. Definitely, hence breaking out the lemonade. I'll probably end up breaking out the lemonade for this one. But I kind of want to see what this one's about. Because, I often go on about not liking hoppy beers. But as we've just seen, hoppy beers doesn't necessarily need to mean hoppiness or earthiness, or as I normally say, some kind of grapefruitiness. I'm going to do this one anyway. We'll do the can balance because, let's keep on brand. Is it a brand? I don't know. So bear with me a second. Yeah, so I've had quite a few of their beers over the last 5 years, including, funnily enough, and this is purely coincidence, a beetroot beer from them, which I really enjoyed, a beetroot beer de garde, which they brought out again last year after a bit of a break. Yeah, then I went back for the glassware because it was my preferred shape of glass. I didn't see too many others anywhere else. So, again, this has been sitting in my stash all year, so that head retention has kind of dissipated fairly quickly from a pale yellow kind of straw-coloured pour. So yellow cans are quite hard to focus on for this camera. That's come out nice. Right. Yeah. There we go. Once again on the last bit of the pour. Plenty of carbonation racing up the last. So it's regenerated that head development, but it's very pale lemon yellow. Again, looking kind of a bit lemony. Locating a glass, yeah, fair play. Thank you. Well, yeah, lemon cider is a thing. Probably a little bit darker on the screen again. Some kind of bit in it. I'm not sure what that is. Anyway, I say this has probably been sitting in my stash. I suspect the date. I'm back onto me out of date beers, mainly because I got enough of them. Yeah, fair bit of pale malt on the nose. Bit of maltiness going on. A suspicion of hop. Bear me a second. I don't know what it is. heater's on, so it's warm in here. But as soon as I press the live button, the nose blocks up. Yeah, definitely very light. No, not really. Alcohol poison is mainly due to the amount of alcohol, rather than alcohol actually being poisonous. It's just in the quantities that would poison you. No, beers, because alcohol basically is a preservative, as are, to a certain extent, hops. What happens with beer is the hop flavour kind of fades. So when you get a hoppier beer, certainly a lighter, hoppier beer, you kind of get a degradation in taste. It doesn't like get to this nominal best before date and suddenly go mouldy or out or poisonous even. But yeah, it loses a little bit of flavour, loses a little bit of carbonation. But generally, you're good to go. After a while, you get a bit of sediment settling out and you get some looking bits in the bottom. But generally, you give it maybe 6 months on the best before date, but usually pretty good after 6 months. Darker beers have a much longer shelf life, so you're okay. They got less hops in them as well, but yeah, generally all right. But basically, as a beer reviewer, I've bought too many beers in just because I have to keep buying beers to get the ones in I want. So I end up getting beers like in this one in just, and I might use them at some point, or I might even bother reviewing them. It's just when they sit in this kind of category, I'll leave them. So it's been sitting in there a while. They'll be okay, but there's a possibility it might not be that great. That's kind of why I don't really do this like numbering system. I don't give them a rating out of 10 because it's all fairly subjective, and I forget what the ratio and balance is. Like you say, it's unfair to give this a rating as high. It's never going to be the best beer in the world, but it's unfair to say it's not that great because it's been sitting in my stash for a while. But yeah, it's just the pitfalls of beer drinking, really. Yeah. Anyway, cheers. Now, for me, when anything says hoppy or has a specific hop name, I tend to avoid them because I don't like that hoppy note. This one, there is definitely hoppiness to it. It's not massively grapefruit. I tell you what, it reminds me of is Disco King or Jaipur. It's got that kind of hop note to it without being kind of earthy, grapefruity mush. This isn't my thing. It's not a bad beer. It hasn't gone off by any chance. No, cool, man. It's a good question. I don't mind, and even I don't know that. I don't fully know the actual science on it, but no, it's a good question. Fair play. We like questions like that because it means we can chat about it. Really, yeah. Only says this is good for a while after, but yeah, it's hit and miss a bit. Sometimes you can like play a bit fast and loose with it. Old wives' tale. They say things. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I've never heard that one, but yeah, like I say, the best before days on most things are basically just covering the suppliers or the producers' ass in case it goes wrong. They can say, "Well, we told you." Like, but yeah, you can generally tell stuff. I mean, like meats and obviously veg and stuff like that. You can see when it's definitely off. Beer's a bit more difficult until you break it out, but yeah, if you're drinking it's not good, well, it's individual choice and chance in it, really. I've got some right old beers in the stash that I kind of should have drunk years ago, and I'm waiting. At some point, I need to do that video of like old beers and just how bad can it be? How bad would it be? I don't know. There's one sitting in there since 2017, I think. That's going to be bad. There's one in there from 2022 that was terrible in the first place. So I never drunk it, but I'm going to have to break that out at some point. I've got a couple of bottles of 40-year-old baby sham in the cupboard. That's going to be awful, but I'm going to try it. That said, I've also got beers in there that I bought up to 5 years ago, And I looked at one the other day and had a best before of 2037. There's some best befores of 2027, but they're big imperial stouts, so they just kind of they just kind of sit there. Yeah, there you go. Answer the question. Yeah, the oldest one is a 40, at least a minimum 40-year-old bottle of Baby Sham. I think the oldest beer is an India Pale Lager, so that's going to be terrible. And only kept it because it was a collab between Signature Brew and a band I follow called the Slow Readers Club. And I wasn't sure whether to drink it or keep it as a souvenir. If you keep it as a souvenir, you're only keeping the can. So I should have drunk it and kept the can. But, I shall try it at some point, maybe. We shall give it a go. This one, this one's a perfectly decent, really pale ale. Got that kind of hop note to it. I say it was much more decent when they brought it out. The brewery say about this easy drinking beer, not for me so much, but it can be. This hoppy pale beer is a hybrid that falls somewhere near an IPA, yet sits comfortably next to a Belgian Saison. Yeah, maybe I can see that. Very much a blend between traditional and contemporary styles. A dry, hazy beer that has a light, wheaty base. That is stupidly refreshing. Dry hopped with Hallertau Blanc. No, I like Hallertau. And Galaxy, less so. But offer notes of grapefruit, lemongrass. I can get that because there was that kind of savoury note to it as well. Peach and tangy citrus. Don't really understand their marking. They've got 2 out of 5 for sweetness, 3 out of 5 for bitterness, and 5 out of 5 for it's a Saison. Saison is something completely different. Yeah, here we go. Best before 31st of the 10th, 2025. But we kind of knew that. The fact that it's out of date doesn't really affect whether it's a good beer or not. Yeah, cheers. I know you get our munchies on. I might do after this because this one. Yeah, so it's like a hoppy American pale ale, like a Sage IPA or Disco King. It's got a slightly earthy sort of drying note on the background. Fair play. Yeah, man, cook from fresh and all that if you can and got the time. It's all better in it than ready meals, but nothing wrong with a good ready meal. I normally get a ready meal and then add stuff to it. I don't just have the ready meal, but yeah. Yeah, so the main reason I kept this in, I looked at it and I had a little bit of a shock this afternoon because I found out today, and I've not seen this anywhere else, that McColls Brewery actually gave up in November 2025. I saw nothing about it. I don't know if anybody else has reported on it. So sad to add McColls to the list. I found this out this evening when I was trying to tag them in on the post, and they seem to have just stopped all their social media. There's no cans obviously available on the thing, but there is merch available, which is weird. And then I did a little bit of digging and found that they put all the stuff up for auction. I don't know whether they'd gone into administration and it was the administrators auctioning all off, or they just shut down and stopped. But yeah, I didn't see anything on their social. I did think last year when I looked at their stuff when I picked up the glasses and this can that there wasn't a lot on there, and I was a little bit worried for them. But yeah, I didn't see any posts after that. So it's really sad to add another brewery, and especially as a brewery that I've had a lot of beers from, and I've featured a fair bit on the channel. So I do have, I think, 1 or 2 more of their beers, including that beetroot one, to do. I just don't know whether I'll get round to it or not. So I might just sort of drink them. This year I'm on my channel. Oh yeah, about food. I'll be putting food and recipes. So if you're interested, we'll have a look out at that. And obviously, we can talk about beer and food pairings. I love cheese. I love the cheese. But yeah, fair play. And I hope it goes all right. Yeah, we'll look check out on that, and yeah, go for it is what they say, isn't it? Yeah, fair play. Awesome. This year I've been dicking around doing this beer review business for 7 years. 2018 August. So Rasko first put up the channel. I can't even do it. We over 2 years. But there you go. Yeah, there's a bit more earthiness on that hop now. What did we say? Yeah, the galaxy in there for me is that kind of grapefruitiness. So it's not. It was probably never going to be my thing, but I probably picked it up because it was yellow. So I need to get that galaxy out with a little bit of lemonade. So I'm really glad I picked this bottle up. Well, when I say earthy, I don't know if I use earthy as the correct term, to be fair. I don't mean actually like earth. It's more a kind of slight roughness. I did used to use the term dirt. It's more like, when you get fresh rain on the ground after a rainstorm, you get that kind of aroma. It's called a pellicle, which is the name for that aroma. And it just smells of damp earth. And it does sort of taste of damp earth, but it's the piffiness you get in grapefruit, like that piff, like that kind of, yeah, just slightly. I mean, I don't like grapefruit. I keep saying this, I know, but I don't. So a spot of lemonade for me brings it right back to, I don't mind lemon rind, lemon peel, I suppose lemon piff, really, but it takes it away from that grapefruit. But it's still there in the background, a slight grapefruity note. So it's okay. I think it was a good beer if you like hoppy beers, if you like Galaxy. The Hallertau, it's a German hop, but you tend to get it in that kind of. It gives it that kind of slight, certain German like pilsners, that kind of slightly vegetal, like savoury almost edge. When you get that, it works off the sweetness of the kind of malt sugars, so you get a bit of like salt and sweet kind of savoury and sweet kind of note. So that's here a little bit, but yeah, I'm going to get grapefruit burps, but the lemonade amps up that sweetness for me. Yeah, so yeah, sorry to see McColls giving up or forced to give up. Again, I can't find any more to the story in that they sold all their brewing equipment off by auction, and I couldn't find any other things as to why. But there are lists around. I'm going to have to go back and check on some people who collate lists of breweries who pass on by year. It used to be on Twitter when we used to be on Twitter, but I'm not bothered with Twitter since we got busted off it for being underage 2 years ago. Thanks, Elon. But yeah, I didn't see it appear on any lists. I didn't see any notifications about it. Normally, there's something on Instagram, and I it will pop up on my feed because the algorithm works like that. But yeah, there you go. Always a difficult name, McColls, because every time you Google McColls, you used to get, there's a chain of newsagents, sweet shops were called McColls. They went under as well, funnily enough. I think they were bought out by Morrison's in the end, which might be the proliferation of Morrison Metro shops. But yeah, so McColls, sadly, yeah, no longer with us. For 4.8%, it's a really, really light one. It is light enough to be drinking. It feels like I want to neck it just to get through it, really. Yeah, it's light enough to do that. Gulp it down. it's not unpleasant, but it's not particularly pleasant for me, to be fair. Yeah, there's a long, long list of breweries, and yet somehow breweries are still starting up all the time. I think for every dozen or so that go, you'll see two or three more sparking up, and sometimes in the ashes of breweries. So you'll get owners or brewers go on to form their own thing or buy the kit or, buy them out, which doesn't do a lot of good for creditors, but it does sort of kind of go. I mean, you often you'll end up hearing about people popping up elsewhere. So we'll see what happens, really. Yeah, exactly. But up in the northeast, there's plenty of breweries up there. So I guess they can find other places to go, either the brewing kit or the brewers, or I guess even the owners, because they all started out as like a little one-man band, doing their own brewing, and then eventually, I guess, take on more and more staff as they grow and that. So, obviously, yeah, sorry for the staff who've lost their jobs, but I guess they sort of, another door opens and they go on to something else. Write-up's going to be difficult on these two tomorrow, because I don't like to put negative comments. There's nothing really negative to say about these two. It's just they're a little bit negative to me. I'm not enjoying it as much as some other beers, to be fair. So I have to be careful. Like, I just say what I've said, really, when I put it on Instagram. I try not. I don't want to erase any negativities, because there really aren't. It's just my palate. So we shall, we shall see. But halfway through, and I've yabbered on far too much. Excuse me, the old nose. That's terrible. Right, yeah. Let me knock this back. Easy enough to knock back like that. Harder to enjoy for me. That lemonade kind of brings it back towards lemon from kind of grapefruit. So let's move swiftly on. Let's not worry about it too much. Except for the sadness of the brewery going. Let's not worry about the beers too much. So I've got a couple of other their beers, so we'll see what they do. And I'll try and get them out quickly before that. As we move on to beer number 3. No, wrong one, Disco. Come on. I thought I'd sorted this out this morning. See, you're saying about clever editing, and I've gone and ballsed it up. Let's try that one. Does that one work? You won't have noticed, but yeah, it does say just Disco, not Rasko and Disco now. So beer number 3. Is this one. And this is a rare thing for me. You do not see me buying Shoreshot very often, although they are one of the foremost craft breweries, I suppose, in the country. They're kind of got a little bit of hype about them. They've got a little bit of, I don't know, generally well thought of in the industry of bringing up some big beers. Yeah. Bring up some big beers. All right, let's get in the glass. See what we get. So yeah, it's called Too Busy Looking Good, and it's a 6%. 6% New England IPA. New England, as I've said before, because of that kind of grapefruitness. Not one I'm massively favourite, but every now and again, certain hop combinations I get surprised and pleased about New England. And as the first two were kind of difficult, I slightly suspect this one might be, but let's give it a go. Eh? You got to be brave, haven't you? I think that's a great guess. I think it'll be a lot hazier, a lot heavier. I don't know. It's pretty much the same colour. It's like Yeah, it's definitely hazier. Nice bubbly, frothy head retention, head development there. But yeah, no, definitely hazier, but very much on the lemon yellow side of haze, I think. But yeah, it looks better in the glass because of that thick haziness, which I don't mind at all. I think looks good with that kind of cotton candy kind of haziness going on. Put it in the Amity glass from North Yorkshire. I don't know about the collab on this one. There's some kind of martial arts it says on the front, but I'm not sure that's not really the name of the beer. I think that's I'll see what they've done. I think so. Sure. Anyway, yeah, come on, we'll come back to that in a minute. But yeah, nice fluffy head on that. Looks like it's sticking around haze for days. And really quite bright. This one has only been sitting in my stash since the back end of last year, so should be grand. Like I say, Sureshot, all these kind of hazy IPAs, I kind of don't go for because, well, I generally don't risk grapefruit kind of hop note. So we'll see how we do on this one. I do like that fluffy, pillowy head. So I'm thinking a little bit of sherbet on this. It can't see through it. How you get this can of that? It's fucking magic. It's magic, so it is. And a little bit of science, I suppose. It's not really a secret. I just don't pour the whole can, and there's a little bit of liquid, and you can just balance it on the rim. I started doing it about 4 years ago for the Instagram pics, and generally people don't notice that much. But thankfully, Mr. Wilson always reminds me to do it, as he did up here, and also tries to get me into trouble. I did say earlier I'm not doing Bucky shots tonight. I did enjoy Bucky shots yesterday, and there is over half a bottle left. But I don't think Bucky would go that well with any of these, so I'm not doing it. No matter how you try to tempt me, you're very naughty, Mr. Wilson, and I fully appreciate it. I try with Diet Cola, it work right. Well, don't just So basically, you want basically about. You can do it with 330s as well. So don't over pour it. Get it down to about there, just so it kind of sits level in there like that, and we'll go like that. And just if it goes, keep it up, and then pour a little bit more out until you get it. Basically, you're balancing on that rim bit there. Can we give away trade secrets so easily? Oh, couple of beers and I'll talk about anything. Yeah, I'm not that good at maths, but it's basically trigonometry and shit, and I'm not that good at that. But yeah, I tried it once and it worked, and it amuses me, so I keep doing it. And sometimes I pour too much out and it doesn't work. Sometimes I forget. But yeah, it's all good fun, isn't it? All right, bear with me a second. I'm going to clear the old nostril suckers. I really want to smell this one. I think there's some good aromas to be had. So bear with me. Oh, good work. You're most welcome. It's is it a party trick for me? I don't know. It's not something I can trademark or make any money on, so I might as well let everybody have it for the good of humanity. Everybody can have fun with it. Yeah, take me from disco. It's all good fun. Cheers. Yeah, can't get anything particular on that. It's just a faint, hazy kind of IPA type smell. Let's check the taste. Let's check the flavours. Cheers, everyone, and enjoy the beers. Oh. Okay. Not too bad. Definitely a really nice kind of pillowy, medium thickness on that body. Say plenty of oats in there, probably. It's very juicy, but a light juice with no particular fruit note from the hops. It looks like a glass of sunshine. Tastes like some beers like that taste like a glass of sunshine if they're going to be poetic about it. I didn't have any poetry on the stream yesterday, but yeah, it's just kind of juiciness, but a fairly non-specific juiciness. Unless my palate has been killed by lemon. There is a little bit of lemon in there, a little bit of melon, maybe. That's maybe what it is. A bit of honeydew melon going on. A little bit of honeydew lemon, a little bit of honeydew melon, a little bit of lemon, perhaps some peach, I think. Good conditioning on the glass. Again, this is a sort of beer that Sureshot do. They kind of mostly look like that, apart from obviously the stouts. So I generally don't risk it. I don't rush out and buy everything they do, but this is, I think, the second Sureshot I've had, both from the same place. More about that in a minute. But what they say, New England IPA, dry hopped with the Bruce T90. I've had something with the Bruce hop before, but know nothing about it. Nelson Sauvin, thought probably that's that kind of melony, but there's a little bit of grape there as well. Both T90. Oh, and Hopkeef. Right, okay. Kahia Nelson, which I know nothing about, and Maui Nelson, M-A-U-I. Maui Nelson, Hopkeef. Dank mango passion fruit and kiwi do kung fu over a radiant yellow brew. I don't waste my time with it. You don't waste your time drinking it? All right, that's a weird thing for a brewery to say. Don't waste my time with this beer. So yeah, definitely hops in it. Definitely oats in it, and it's good that they mention the hops. Obviously, I thought this was a collab with some kind of kung fu academy or something. It says Shotokan martial arts, but then they don't make any other references to what Shotokan is. And it's not the beer name, because the beer name is very definitely on the top. Too busy looking good. But yeah, the write-ups, yeah, interesting. So Hopkeef, more science for you. It's this kind of it's a hop liquid. It's a really, really intense version of the hop oils and the sciencey bits of hop, which is meant to give a much more concentrated explosion of flavour. Which breweries like Sureshot do, because it brings up this kind of intense, hazy pale ale kind of flavour explosion. For me, I'm not sure it's worked. I think you could just get that by using regular Nelson hops. Single Traker as well. Yeah, Nelson Sauvin. Kahia Nelson, Maui Nelson, I've never heard of. I don't get mango. I can see there's a sort of pulpiness in the body, but it's not really mango flavor. It's very light on the mango. Passion fruit I never get, but there is a slight dank kind of bitterness on the back end. Kiwi, yeah, maybe. I wouldn't have guessed it though. I don't think it's the best Sureshot will have done. Hasn't sat in my. I don't think it's sat in my. It's not fresh. Let's be fair, but I don't think it's sat in my stash very long. And there is. Okay, no, the best before date is as hazy as the beer, but I can see it says 25, so it's probably December. I picked it up. Actually, it might be as late as late summer. Might be as late as late summer. Picked it up from the micro pub. I suppose bottle shop. They got couple of fridges worth of cans and bottles. Down the road from me, the Hop and Vine, which I was at the other day, and there you go again, probably next week now. I picked it up because again it was yellow, so that would put it in September, because I probably picked it up around the time I did the last It's All Yellow stream. So yeah, not the freshest, and that's a good example of the hop flavors maybe dying down a bit. But with all that hop keef in there, you'd think that would stay. So yeah, more nondescript fruit, but it's still quite crushable, refreshing. I don't need lemon with this one, particularly because it's so kind of thick and voluptuous. But you know what? Sod it, let's do it anyway. So I'm not doing bucky shots, but we'll tip a little lemonade in it, just to give it a wee top, just to sparkle it up a little bit. See, still got plenty of carb. With lemonade, kind of giving it a little bit of bubbles. Hey, seeing the man himself. Happy. Well, it's not Australia Day anymore, but it still is Australia Day here. To our correspondent from down under, Sam Smalley. Please go click and like and subscribe on his stuff too for a bit of Australian beers. Couldn't get any Australian beers today. Mainly because I thought about it last week and then never got it sorted out, because I'm an idiot and generally badly organised. I say organised yesterday, doing shots of Buckfast from a bottle I only picked up at about 6 o'clock last night. To be fair, I only got the lemonade about 8 o'clock tonight, but 9 o'clock tonight. But there you go. Yeah, a little bit of lemon takes it in a different direction. Again, brings up the creaminess somehow. Like the creaminess of lemon meringue pie. But there's still that, yeah, it brings the mango out a little bit as well. I think I can see the passion fruit, can't really see the kiwi. It's an odd combo. I don't feel it shows the hops. I don't think it's the best Sureshot beer ever. It's quite nice. There's a bit more sherbet sparkle about it now as well. Still looks in reasonably good condition with that lacing on the glass, although I don't know whether that was before or after the lemonade edition. But yeah, it's like I say, Sureshot bring out this kind of beer quite a lot, and they're pretty well thought of. I just don't race to their stuff. I just picked this one purely by accident. Kind of love the can labels with that odd shape. It's going to make peeling them off a bit difficult, but a lot of their can wraps, that must be a really difficult getting the printers to do that, and probably unnecessarily expensive compared to this one of just a straight thing. And obviously McColls went back to the printed cans, which annoys me as an accidental collector of can labels, which I only started doing in the last 5 years, because I can't collect that one. I have to keep the can. You got gold cans and gold beanie with green front. Do you know what I'm saying? If anyone was going to notice that fact, I did mention that earlier. It was going to be you. Let's go with the green. Let's go with the gold. You know what I mean? Go with the gold. Like the Aussie football team, isn't it? Playing gold. So fair play. That's the closest I could. That's the closest tenuous link I can get for today. Say, having done Scottish beers yesterday, and not having any Aussie beers to do today, and yellow is an easy stream for me to do because I just pick up yellow can wrap cans. Yeah, cheers, Sammy. I'm glad you just noticed. I put little Easter eggs like that in all of them, and nobody ever really noticed. So I'm really glad you did. I found Sureshot not as good as they were. Very strange. Yeah, I just imagine there's quite a lot of these kind of soft, pillowy, heavy, and I'm not surprised by learning about all that hop keef stuff. But yeah, it's good beer. It's not quite to my taste with all that hop note knocking about, but it's got New Zealand hops in it. And if I'm going to go with New Zealand hops, it's going to be New Zealand compared to, say, Galaxy or any of those American hops. But it's not quite the balance right for me. I say I don't know about those other two Nelson type hops. The lemon's made it better for me. It's still going to be a long drink. 6% doesn't really feel like that, but yeah. For this, hence why. Yeah, for anybody else watching, Sammy over in Melbourne does a similar sort of live. Really, like we'll pick either a single beer or sometimes like a set of 3 or 4 beers, and live them. It's just a 12-hour difference. So yeah, I can't do links, but yeah, I should set up that thing where I put links in the chat, but I've not got big enough yet. But yeah, no, cheers, Sammy. Superb, my man. I think you'd like this one. I think I don't know if you had any Shoreshot. Did Adam bring any Shoreshot? Because that's that kind of big hop heavy, big oat body, big voluptuous kind of body going on. It'd be definitely your kind of thing, man. Shoreshot are out of Manchester, which means something entirely different to Sammy. It's furniture, isn't it? Manchester. Or is it cotton? No, it's linen, isn't it? Manchester in Australia. Bear me a second. The old nose. I need some smelling salts or something. It's weird that 3 beers in, and I'm feeling slightly wobblier than when I was smashing 6 Bucky shots with some strong Scottish beer yesterday. Oh, you did have one? Oh, cool. It's a Westie, more of a modern one. I had a hazy for them previous. Oh, okay, they go there. Fair play. Both were okay, but nothing special. Oh, okay. Well, it's good that you got to. You've had as many Sureshot beers as I've had now, because I don't rush out for them because of the kind of risky hop note. Kind of like my Amity glass. It's bigger than all the others, weirdly, but I know it's got quite a lot of design on it. You can see through it pretty well, and it goes with these kind of pillowy haziness thing quite well. Yeah, I'm feeling a bit not wobbly, but it's kind of hits a little bit. But I'm here to try as many beers as possible, so hence the 4 thing. Weren't on the same level as Track and Cloudwater, so well, yeah. I've not drunk Cloudwater purposely since 2018, and I've only ever had that one Track beer, which is the Mountain Culture collab. I've never quite got around to it until Track bring out a beer with disco in the name. I might not, or until I go to Manchester, but they don't tend to do that kind of. Oh no, I tell you a lie. I've got a Track beer in. I picked it up because it was called Dawn, and I got one from my mate Dawn. And I've never got round. I was going to review it for her as well, and I've never got round to it. So I have got a Track beer to come. In fact, it's one I was going to do a standalone video for. So that'll be my first standalone Track beer. But again, that was 3 months ago, so it's getting on the end of the freshness now. But yeah, fair play. Gotcha. Yeah, so you've probably had more beers than me from Cloudwater. Last time I drank Cloudwater was at the tap room in Bermondsey on the Beer Mile. And it was a beautiful beer called Purple Bobbins, which is a bit like Vimto, but I really liked it. Oh, okay, yeah. Yeah, it is in Manchester, isn't it, Jack? If I remember rightly. Yeah, again, Track are just that. it feels like a bit, a little bit like, dare I say it, Phantom, like a bit of a beer factory where they just churn out hop heavy, hop heavy beers that I can't risk £5 or £6 to find out it's grapefruit mouthwash. Like I say, to be fair, this one isn't. So it was quite a good risk. And I think maybe when I saw it in the fridge there at Hopper Vine, I must have had a look at that and seen Nelson and gone, oh, okay, we'll try that and the Hopkeef thing. And I've since forgot. Oh, okay. Right. No, so they're all in the same place. See, if I went to Manchester again, I would probably have a little pop round. And I'd try Cloudwater. I'm not against Cloudwater. I did get a bit arsed of them with all that kind of Tesco kind of Brewdog, beer mongrel, collabby business. But again, yeah, it was all that. I call it hop hype. They were really hyped. And all the craft beer scene was like, oh, yeah, you got to try these beers. They're brilliant. Try Cloudwater. And then with Sureshot come along and Track come along, they were the same. Daya, same thing. Never had a Daya beer. It doesn't mean I'm against them or won't. I just haven't bothered so far. I meant to go Daya Tap Room. But yeah, they're all sort of in that kind of upper echelons. And I prefer trying lesser well-known breweries. I just do. But yeah, and I'll look at a beer and go, I know I'm going to like that, or I might like that, yeah, they did a little trip, didn't they, with Australian beers? Trip around. Okay, yeah, Balance. I've never had a Balance beer, but that's just purely by never really seeing them available, particularly. See, I went to Two Flints, and I'm like, yeah, all right. But Two Flints have also been elevated into that craft beer kind of upper echelon, just hop heavy dippers. I can't take the risk. That's what I wanted to talk about. Talking about like, can we do this? Yeah, I think I can do this. Oh, no, I'm going to wait. No, I'm going to do that tomorrow. I'm going to wait for that tomorrow. I've got a little thing to show, but try Balance. Okay, yeah, fair play. And this is nice. It's nice because of that. It's nice because it's kind of inoffensive, and I've just put that lemonade into it to kind of balance it out a little bit. Talking about balance. It's one I don't want to rush. It is drinkable, but there's a slight, not quite tartness, not quite dankness. It's an interesting set of flavours. I think maybe I can see the kiwi now, but only because they've said kiwi. I would never have guessed kiwi. So it's really interesting. It's like, like, yeah, I'd drink it again, but I don't need to. So I would, and I probably never would because I probably won't brew it again. And that's the thing about these breweries. And they don't ever seem to have a particularly core range, and the ones they do, I find a bit meh. Wildflower, okay. Yeah. Well, I know I've heard him talk about them. There's another one down there as well. Yeah, that's for another stream. Right now, cooking for spag bowl. Talking about, as we were talking about best befores and beers the other day, you got a best before and a mincemeat. Got work this afternoon. Fair play. Can't beat a bit of spag bowl. Fair play. I tell you what, I don't know if you didn't see the stream yesterday, Sammy. I was proper full of energy yesterday with all that caffeine I was necking with the old Vault City and shots of Buckfast. Yeah, man. I tell you what, all of these would be all right. That's what you need. A nice cold refreshing beer and that heat. But yeah, I've got them and you haven't. Sorry. What do we know? Ah, so you must be like, what's it, 9, 10 over there or something? Oh, shit. Yeah, I was looking at that yesterday. I couldn't quite pinpoint the areas there because my mate's down the south, but you're kind of out the east, aren't you? So, hey, best of luck with that, mate. I hope everything goes all right. You know what I mean? Keep an eye on that one. I mean, I saw the picture you put up where the sky was just basically red yesterday, and yeah, I can't really picture that being in the suburbs of northwest London. It's really difficult and really difficult to understand, like uh, the situation there. So yeah, no, all the best with that, my man. Yeah, kind of. Also, like I see, like all the storms coming up, and I'm not really in a floodplain here and see all the places that got flooded out and stuff. And I think I'm okay. Yeah, I hope I am. As far as I know, it's only if there's any standing water on the road. But yeah. Oh, those kind of text messages, like yeah, that is pretty scary. I say I gotta give my mate a shout. He's down Frankston way in the south. I guess he hasn't got quite so much of that down there. Oh, bear me a sec. Oh, sorry about that. So my nose, right. I'm sort of struggling with this one, but only because of the kind of sort of voluptuousness and sort of nondescript hop note. But I am keen to get through it. The lemon has helped, and it's gone lemon meringue pie there a little bit now because of that kind of soft pillowy oatiness, and because I've tucked a bit of lemonade. But yeah, see, like despite the fact it's best before 25, you can see the lacing that gives it that kind of probably good condition. Um, so it's been alright. Yeah, I don't think it's the best beer at Sureshot I've ever done. By no means the worst. By no means the worst New England I've ever had. As a New England pale ale, I'm all right with that. But I always leave those kind of hoppy pales to last quite a lot. Hence the previous one. Um, I'm gonna nick that last little bit and move on to what I hope is much safer ground. It's been very risky thus far with these three. I generally didn't think the second one I was going to actually finish. I thought I was going to put it aside. So I've done okay. I've been whittering on for over an hour. I normally try to keep it to an hour. But yeah, I'm much more safer ground, I hope, with the last one. Cheers. Thanks, everyone. Oh, don't forget to like and subscribe and all that. But in the meantime, see, I blew my nose and it's already, again, before I've even sat down. But anyway, I can't even remember if I've got a video for beer number 4 because I normally do it in threes. Here's one. I don't know if it's a Just Disco one or a Rasko one, but let's have a look. Oh no, it's an old one. Beer number 4, please. Oh, excuse me. Right, beer number 4. I'm going on to much safer ground. Being that I'm finishing on a stout because I like to. And it's this one. It's one of the Christmas collabs. It was a big series. I didn't realise it was a whole series of collabs. You probably tell possibly from the logos there if you can see it. Is of course New Bristol and fairly unmistakable tea of Thornbridge up in Derbyshire. And it is a 6% Millionaire Shortbread stout. So very much my kind of thing. Let's get all that hoppiness out of my palate. That should be all right. Ooh, I think it's all right. I'm going with a bowl glass. Let's get this into a glass and enjoy some Millionaire. So we know what we get. Oh, yeah, that's Coca-Cola thin, but it develops in the glass to some good head development. It doesn't look pillowy soft and smooth, but it is nice and dark and slight brownness on the edge there. I think I might have over poured this. Oh no. Oh no, I think it's going to work. Yay, it's going to work. Yeah, a balance reminder. So I'm going to step back. Where's the phone? There it is. Yeah, so I mean, it does look like my kind of thing. That head seems to be sticking around. It's not bubbly, but it did pour out slightly Coca-Cola thin, which always worries me. Seems to be in its own shadow. But we got the can balance, so we're all good. So a full set of can balances tonight. Yay! Yellow, it turns out, is hard as white to photograph. Even though I've cheated when this is more yellowy brown, but there is a certain amount of yellow to it. And I needed a stout to finish, and this is kind of all I had, really. There you go. Oh, I don't think I've got the Thornbridge logo on that one. No, you can just see it, so that'll do. They won't mind too much. So I have to put that back before it falls over. So I've just blown my nose, and already my nose is blocked up. It's annoying. But anyway, yeah, it looks good in the glass. Obviously, very much my kind of thing. Millionaire Shortbread reminds me of the beer Millionaire by Wild Beer, which I don't think they do anymore. I don't see Millionaire a lot unless I go to Waitrose, but you missed that one. Oh no, my kind of beer. Yeah, I love Thornbridge. It's a brewery I haven't gone back to for a while. I need to get some more market pour. But I'm a little bit light on stouts, actually. I tell you one I missed on this series, and I'm a little bit gutted because it went fairly quickly. Haven't seen it about in any of the bottle shops I've been perusing. Definitely not Trembling Madness, but I really wanted the maple bacon one. And I sort of ummed and ahed before Christmas and never quite got around to getting it. And in fact, I got this one from Trembling Madness, and I can't remember whether it was I put a maple bacon on and it disappeared. So then I put another one on, and they phoned me up and said, "Oh, sorry, we had a small stock problem and it's not available. Can we put something else on?" I'm like, yeah, fine, don't worry, it's not a problem. I was only putting it on because I was getting some, I think, disco beers. I just ordered a 6-pack. So he said, "Oh, how about Millionaire Shortbread?" Yeah, it's fine. It'll be okay. But yes, I'm a bit gutted. I missed out on the maple bacon one. Generally quite like New Bristol. I don't know why it annoys me that they don't do beer names. It's just really hard to hashtag. They just do a beer description, which is great. It's fine. It's up to them. I don't mind. I do like a beer name and a kind of fun thing because it's how I buy beers generally. But if I see a Millionaire Shortbread Stout, I'm going to buy it. Probably. The beer's on the Union. Yeah. Yeah, I was going to make today about the other union system. Got to do that. Head is dissipating and thinning a little bit now, but generally pretty good. As you know, I like a big stout. This is it looks quite. I mean, it looks very dark. There's no light bleeding down the bottom. It still doesn't look quite thick and voluptuous for all that darkness. But let's have a look, see what we get the flavours from there. Absolutely no aroma because my nose is blocked up. Oh, fucking hell. Merest of kind of chocolatey coffee notes breaking through. Let's try the taste anyway. Cheers all. It's very difficult for me this because for a long time, Wild Beer Millionaire was my beer of the year. It was certainly in the running, 2 or 3 years in the running. I think did get beer of the year. Certainly got beer of the festival at GBBF. I saw that video again the other week, actually. And this very much is not Wild Beer Millionaire. Having tried Wild Beer Millionaire with 4 different serve, cask, keg, can, bottle, the consistency of that was amazing. Had that great kind of chocolatey flavour, toffee, and just a sparkle of salt. This one for me feels a bit more. It's got that smoothness, slight voluptuousness. It's a little bit out of balance. Maybe difficult going in after that, but I did kind of palate cleanse. It's it's a bit of an earthy kind of. There's a feeling of that kind of chocolate ganache. There's a feeling of that kind of toffee. But there's also a little bit of savouriness. Not a lot of salinity, it's more savouriness. That kind of, I don't know. There is that kind of digestive biscuit savouriness going on. So it's definitely hitting the right notes. But again, I prefer sweetness. So I want chocolatey sweetness. I don't mind a sparkle of salt. But I don't quite want that earthy savouriness in the background. Interesting. Maybe as it warms up, the chocolate will get there, but there's a little bit of burnt toast going on there now as well. I think I might be a little bit harsh. There's definitely some kind of smooth chocolate note. I'm not sure the salted caramel is hitting the spot. Yeah. There's definitely that kind of digestive biscuit. That sort of brown sugar roughness, that sort of slight savouriness. I'm not really getting any salt. I'm not getting a lot of caramel and toffee, really. It's sort of, maybe I'm not concentrating properly. You're going to have to go for another one. That sorts out the space, doesn't it? It gives me a bit more space. I don't know why I never thought of that before, to be fair. Yeah, no, it does. It definitely picks up. If you ever slice a Millionaire shortbread, that kind of digestive biscuit, slight toffee, caramel, chocolate, slab of chocolate on top. It's there, but there is a sort of slightly earthy minerality about the salted caramel. I'm a little bit worried to look at this because I'm a little bit worried. I'm going to see the term natural flavourings. That's what worries me about this. I might be doing them a disservice, but born and brewed in Bristol, it says here. Taste luxuriously smooth. It's smooth, I wouldn't say luxuriously so. Hops, East Kent Goldings. We would account for that earthy minerality, but then there's not that much. See, it's proper fresh. Canned on the 3rd of December 2025. The best before is a bit smudged, but I think it says 2026, but I can't see thing. Anyway, it's definitely in date. That's never a problem. Let's have a look. Let's have a look. Contains barley, oats, wheat. Nothing else. No other adjuncts. Oh, here we go. Rich and decadent pastry stout, loaded with chocolate, caramel, and biscuit notes, like a liquid slice of Millionaire shortbread. Yeah, I don't know. It's a high bar I've set it, and that's unfair. That's artificial, I guess. Yeah, it's definitely better than unnatural flavors. Why would you put that on there? Like I say, I quite like the fact they've recreated digestive biscuits pretty well, but I don't like that slightly earthy brown sugar raspiness a little bit. It's smooth, definitely. I wouldn't say decadent, but it's definitely nice. Maybe I'm looking into it a bit too much. No, there's definitely that. There's definitely that odd savoury back edge. But then it really, really comes through that biscuitiness, that digestive biscuits. Interesting. I like New Bristol. Again, I think they sit in that kind of mid range. They're not quite in the upper echelons because they don't do endless amounts of hop heavy pales and dippers. Their stouts generally I found pretty good. This one is not my favourite, but it's not terrible by any means. It's one to sit and think about. It's a fireside beer. Like I said yesterday about that Holy Goat Porter. It's one to sip and savour. It's too cold. It needs to be warmer for me anyway. It's one I don't think I would have again because they won't bring it out again. It's a Christmas special. It's a collab. So if I don't see it again, I wouldn't be worried. It's not gonna challenge Wild Beer Millionaire in my memory, in my brain, and I don't see Wild Beer Millionaire about at all anymore. I don't think they still do it, which is a shame because they should. It was fantastic. If they can recreate that, then they're laughing, to be honest. And it's weird that kind of yeah, that sort of savouriness kind of overawes the chocolate a little bit. Um, it's one I want to sit and look at and think. I don't know. You never know with collabs, just like how much input each brewery has. Is it just the brewer going over there and therefore putting a name because they know they're going to sell a few at Christmas. Like, but it doesn't really taste like market porter. Thornbridge, by the way, salted caramel, Lucaria, it's nowhere near Lucaria in balance, in flavours. It's way off of salted caramel Lucaria, which I think got a video on the channel if I can link that. That was a fantastic beer. The Lucaria range from Thornbridge is amazing. Mostly on cast, but also I've had a few cans of Lucaria. They just nail that balance between chocolate, caramel, and even I say the salted caramel one. It just sat in there. This one for me, I don't think they've really brought Thornbridge's A game to it. I could be a little harsh. It was just that odd back end that, yeah, I'm not quite sure about. So I'm sorry, New Bristol. I do apologise. That's not hit the mark for me. It's okay. It's all right. It's not terrible. There is a smoothness to it. I say it's a little bit light and thin, but there is a smoothness to it. If you get a square of Millionaire Shortbread, it's got that slab of chocolate on the front. What it feels like for me is just licking the chocolate. And sometimes shapes have a specific taste, and it helps with the taste. And I'm probably just talking rubbish here, but yeah, if you just have a smooth slab of chocolate, that's what it is. And then if you have a digestive biscuit, it's there. If you look at the flavours of a digestive biscuit too much, there's a little bit too much savouriness. It's not a drain pour by any means. It's just interesting how certain flavours sort of come through a bit more. And yeah, I don't dislike it, but I don't absolutely love it. And I've put it on a high pedestal, comparing it to Bier Millionaire and probably any other salted caramel stout I've had recently. I can't think of one particularly, but there you go. Right. Yeah, so I've been whittling on for an hour and a half, and you guys have been fantastic as always. Thanks for popping in, every one of you. Hope you had a great Monday. Happy Australia Day. What's left of it. Have a great rest of the week. If I don't see you before, I'm going to chip off now and think about tomorrow's stream. I think I'll do a stream tomorrow. Funnily enough, I've got some green beers tomorrow, and I'll do an early stream tomorrow if I line it up, because I'm off to watch football again at 7:45. So it'll be like a tea time stream with some green beers. Well, green labelled beers anyway. I found 3 green labelled beers. Yellow today, green tomorrow for the Argyle. So if I see you on that one, bring up a beer, green labelled or not. I'm thinking about 6-ish, maybe 5:30, 6 o'clock, something like that. And give it a rest on Wednesday. I think if I can, in the morning, get that video done, I'll have a video up Wednesday and Thursday, and I might do a live stream Thursday with some very odd beers and a bit of special beers, and then the weekend again. So yeah, that's me. I've been Disco, Just Disco, beer reviews from in front of cans and bottles here on the bar at the Disco Arms. You've been fantastic. Thanks for all your comments. Thanks for all your likes and subscribing. Please click the buttons down there to do that. Please click up the links as well there. I never know whether you do or not, but it's great. And if you're watching after the event, let me know if you had a little beer whilst you do so. And what you think of these beers. Have you had these beers? What you think of sour pale ales or sour IPAs? Superb. And I'm glad you keep coming back and enjoying it. Thank you, Mr. Wilson, as always, for the reminders on the can balances. And yeah, as always, look out hopefully tomorrow for the written reviews on Instagram. And I know Instagram, YouTube don't really talk to each other, but click the likes on there. That would be great. And if nothing else, have a great week and enjoy the beers. Cheers, all. Oh, and talk amongst yourself whilst I do the outro. Where's it gone? There it is. Cheers, all. Bye.